from the team FOU. He is.
Lucky for you.
I don't think I had enough oomph when I said he is. I was like, he's. Oh, look at him clicking away. Lucky's already like won at life. He's like, oh, LOL, I beat Bomber when he tried to embarrass me on TV. In the bottom left starting location.
Starting. Curious.
Curious.
There he is.
Look, he's looking around. He's really wondering what's going on because of his ID. He's a curious guy.
He's curious as to what starting position his opponent's in, so he's going to scout and look for him.
Yep. All right, more drones on the way.
Well,
not much else to say.
No, man.
For the time being, this is ZBZ. We got to see what the first building is that's planted before we really have much to say. So, Artosis.
Yes.
Did you... Wait for it. I'm trying to think of something to ask you.
All right.
Give me a category. Food, video games.
Video games.
Places, video games. All right.
What else is there?
There's food. What?
I guess
all
right.
Oh my god, usually I'm good at asking this kind of stuff, and now I'm completely drawing. You asked me something about video games.
You like put me on the spot here, man. You
I
put
know.
yourself on the spot and it didn't work, so you put me on the spot.
Did you ever have a Virtual Boy?
No, I always heard those gave you headaches. I only tried it out one time, though.
I heard, you know what I heard about the Super Nintendo controller apparently is that it can give your thumbs blisters?
Dude, I get blisters in anything I play.
No, but like apparently the way the buttons were made, the controller, if I remember right, could give your thumbs, somebody check me on this, but you give your thumbs blisters, so if you call Nintendo, if you get like free, I don't know if it's still going on, but you could get free special gloves to wear.
Wow.
When you played because somebody sued him.
That's sick,
Somebody told me that when I was taking like a summer course at DigiPen a way long time ago, but I don't know if it's true.
Wow.
We need to find that out.
That's a bizarre story.
And if it's true, we need to all go get those gloves, everybody.
I don't think I still have my Super Nintendo, man. Thing's been gone a long time.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. It broke or I threw it away. I don't know.
You threw it away?
No, I didn't throw it away.
There's a cold, no, actually a hot place in hell.
No, I definitely did not throw it away.
Unless you like to eat, then it's cold.
I'm not really sure, man. I just know that I don't have it with me. I'm in Korea.
Mine's in the room of my mom's house.
I see.
Not enough room for my apartment in Korea. All right, moving on.
In the meantime, both players have expanded, made 2 queens. They both have 17 drones and 3 overlords. Some lings on the way. And speed very quickly for Curious.
Curious opening up with aggression here. Or so it appears.
Well, we're going to have to see our FOU player actually get up to his speed upgrade. He's got enough gas. There we go. He does start it. But it's going to be a little bit slower. His speed's going to be slower, Tasis.
I hope what I said about those gloves, Nintendo, was somehow true in some way, or I'm going to look like a complete job.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say.
No, it's all right.
I hope that you're right.
I'm a man of danger, Artosis. I put myself in the line sometimes.
You just like make things up and hope they're true.
I just lie all the time.
All right,
Can't help it.
A couple lings going to run in. Both players are making baneling nests at the moment. Both players still making a ton of drones as well. And that queen trying to stop those lings, but she can't do it. One ling does get in, sees the baneling nest.
And he might not last much longer here. Nope, got stuck on the drone.
Both players are getting a spine crawler. Well, actually, we already have one for our FOU, as you see. Lucky has his ready. He's not leaving this game to luck. He's getting those spines up. Making a second one as well. 25 drones right now. Well, now 27 to 22 with Curious in the lead. Of course, ZVZ is a game of drones.
Now, second spine crawler on the way here, so Lucky definitely in a very defensive posture, and rightfully so.
You know, spine crawlers are a cheap defense. They cost less in a lot of ways than even Zerglings do. 1 larva for a spine crawler, it's worth so many Zerglings. So that's just extra larvas you can make drones with.
Zerg static defense is actually so scary.
Yeah, spine crawlers
just like
are really
Starcraft 1.
good. Yeah,
you're a flyover spore crawler, you're like heart rate spikes.
Do you mean
Starcraft
like
1?
A rapid fire, like missile turret cannon, like scariest thing in the world, man?
Yeah. I mean, turrets are scary, but actually like a Zerg anti-air.
Starcraft 1 turrets weren't that bad. Well, here we go. We do have some banelings walking in.
Nothing to tank for the banelings, so it's like no matter what. That's
oh my god.
Okay.
Well, that was interesting. I can't actually fathom that you didn't see that.
Somebody go in there and tell Lucky to take the blindfold off.
Yeah, I'm curious how he got those by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I actually, though, no, pun aside, I really don't get what just happened there. He just kind of walked over there and was like, all right.
Would you say you're curious about what happened there?
I'm baffled.
Baffled.
Whoop, careful.
So right now both players are getting their roach horns. We do have Lucky getting his +1 roach attack quite quickly. 2 evos going up for Curious though. And that's what you got to do in CVZ. You got to one-up your opponent. If he's getting just +1, you should get +1/+1. But you shouldn't get +1/+1 and a layer, because that's too much and he'll just have more units and kill you. You want to do one more thing than your opponent always. And then if he realizes you're doing one more, he needs to do 2 more than he's doing.
Oh my god, he's going to get into the main now.
Wow.
Lucky is in bad shape. Curious is a badass.
Ooh, nice moving right there. Getting
Baby
some
the
roaches
queen.
out.
The Royal Guard right there.
And great moves there by Lucky.
Yeah, that was great.
Does prevent all that damage. Both players are getting their layers. 1-1 going up for Curious, just +1 for Lucky. So drone count is at 54 for Curious, 36 for Lucky. Wow, that's quite a huge lead. If Lucky doesn't hit a timing or at least make drones right away, Curious is going to get way far ahead with just the extra upgrade and the extra drones.
You know, Zerg are not a mobile race unless the creep is out. And this is why in Zerg versus Zerg, if you lose a bunch of drones early, it's really hard to come back because you can't really touch your opponent as easily.
It's pretty hard.
It's pretty hard.
Well, we have both players droning up some. Drone count still in the favor of Curious, but Lucky is catching up, realizing that, hey, I need to make a lot of drones, and third base. But the Overlord does see it, and he throws up a third base in response. So very similar to what they're all doing. And in fact, Curious getting burrow and speed, whereas just speed being gotten by Lucky. So Curious is just, he's playing it pretty close to the belt, Tasteless. Or far away from the belt, however that metaphor goes.
However the belt, whatever role the belt plays in your metaphors, you know, it all just depends.
Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it? But he's up to 62 drones, he's getting more upgrades. And, I mean, if you're not attacking in this matchup, you've got to be pushing your limits, and I don't see Lucky doing that quite yet.
Lucky seems to be playing somewhat middle of the road.
Yeah, he's playing very middle of the road, but he's got the defensive posture with 2 spine crawlers.
He did goop the evolution chamber. Lucky's evolution chamber has been gooped, rather. Excuse me. And looks like Overlord Speed's now done. And this is where Overlord Speed can become pretty useful in Zerg versus Zerg. Obviously, you don't want to just randomly lay creep tumors. If you suddenly get behind, you're like, well, now he has a freeway to my base. But as you can see, in this case, Lucky actually going to... Actually, wait a minute. Why is Lucky laying creep everywhere? I'm sorry.
Lucky? Well, you know, I kind of like
it.
I think he's going to start a streaming attack pretty soon here.
Think so?
They're both getting their
makes sense.
they're both getting their pathogen glands.
But I mean, do you think that's even going to work? Wouldn't it be better for Lucky? And humor me because as you and I both know, I'm not a Zerg vs. Zerg expert here, so I'll be speaking for the ZDZ noobs in this one. I never played much Zerg. Wouldn't you just want to play as hyper defensive as possible? Maybe
based upon what the early drone losses. Well, you can play it in the way that you choose.
Like maybe go Muta or something and just turtle?
Yeah, no, see, that's...
Because that's what I would do.
Exactly. That's what I would do as well. That's what Nestea would do. But it looks like Lucky has decided something completely different. He has his 3 bases up, and I think he just wants to macro this one out and just... And by macroed out, I mean do a nice streaming attack. We'll see if he ends up doing that.
Looks like Curious is going to utilize that and say, well, this freeway's now mine.
And he's going right down that freeway, Tasteless. Right now, the roach count, 13 to 28. And we do have Curious in the lead there, but Infestors are out, and that can make all the difference.
It's got to be careful.
I love... Wow, this is just... Both players are playing very interesting, but I love Curious's play. He's way outplaying his opponent here. You know, he's had more drones all game. He still has 5 more. He has more roaches. He has more Infestors, and you're like, well, how did all that happen? How does he have more of everything, and they have the same amount of money in the bank? Well... Because he made more drones earlier on, you know? He even has more upgrades. It's pretty crazy. Pretty cray-cray, Taste.
Pretty cray?
Yeah, Taste.
Pretty cray-cray. Now, this is kind of an interesting move here by Lucky to take the gold, but, you know, investors are now out for both players, not just for Lucky.
Both players are taking the gold, in fact.
Oh.
And he tries to fungal the fungalers. It's so funny to watch Infestors try to fungal each other, man.
I know.
These little fat bugs chasing each other down, trying to web them. And then you go too far and the roaches just kill you and you're like, ah, that was terrible.
This thing's got like 15 hit points.
Yeah. 90 HP.
Infestors are like the china in my grandma's house that we were not allowed to touch or eat off of.
Yeah.
You know?
And it like was good at destroying whole armies.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, man. And here we go. This is a bad location for Curious to attack into.
Oh, fungling the infestors here, but there are more infestors in the back.
Wow, that is a lot of fungals, Tasteless.
I feel like I'm watching a bunch of people get slimed on Nickelodeon right now, Artosis.
Well, more and more fungals going down, and Lucky crushing that.
This guy really is lucky. Somebody take this guy to the casino.
Seriously. You know, that was like Zerg 101. Don't attack into a terrible choke point against infestors.
Oh, this is so smart.
It's a bad move.
Since everything's broke, he's just going to bust out a bunch of infested Terrans for extra firepower.
Well, Lucky, is he pressing his advantage too far here?
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Yeah, Curious catching back up.
I think Lucky might have panicked a little bit when he saw the gold base taken, but actually Lucky, for some reason, with a better concave, and the infestor goes down. Oh my God! But does anybody care because that just happened?
Well, it looks like Curious coming back once again, going up to 170 supply against 145. And I gotta say, Tasteless, I mean, he did force the cancel with that first attack. I'm still very upset at Curious for attacking in between a geyser and minerals and a hatchery and a place where the map just came out and made it a tiny choke. Gave Lucky such surface area, but Lucky hands it right back on the silver platter.
Oh my God, we got an Ultros Cavern on the way. Oh my God.
Oh, I can't believe it. Spire on the way.
I think that actually might be a good response. I don't.
Yes.
Not that he even knows that his opponent's going for.
You're so
Ultros
right,
Cavern.
man. I mean,
why did I say I didn't know this match, Artosis?
No, you know everything. Actually, you're just really humble.
Well, this game, for the time being, until those other units come into play, it's going to be a game of who actually controls this high ground location. So oddly enough, the Xel'Naga Watchtower in this map suddenly playing an actual role.
Yeah, this is like the funniest Xel'Naga in all of StarCraft 2 right now. It's like doesn't have much bearing in a lot of times, but we have a 4-base versus 4-base ZVZ going on, in which we're going to see a Spire plus Ultras. Now, of course, Ultras are going to rip through Roaches and Infestors. Fungal doesn't really do that much to Ultras. It doesn't stop them from moving. They do splash damage and extra damage against the Roaches because they are armored. It's pretty crazy, man.
But of course, with the Mutalisks out and a lack of anti-air, I guess all you have to do in that situation is try to defend. Nice Fungal, at least there from Lucky. Lucky doing a great job here. You know, it's funny with the animation for fungled infestors. It's hard to tell when they actually are fungled.
Yeah. This is so embarrassing. This is my spell. Well, it's 200 supply against 189. 4 Ultras on the way. Greater Spire on the way for his opponent. And the Greater Spire, of course, if
nice
play, that's huge.
Oh my God, so many spine crawlers coming up here, Artosis. I'm getting all hot and bothered.
Well, that's the way to do it, man. I mean, Mass Spine is so good against Roaches, so good against Infestors, and so good against, yes, you guessed it, Ultras.
Nice. Scooping the hatchery, and the Overseer going, oh, I was once fast, I was once a speed overlord.
Well, actually, he hasn't even upgraded speed yet.
I was never a speed overlord, then he dies.
I was once a slow overlord.
He's gonna live?
He's gonna goop something else.
So finish me.
And he did not see the Greater Spire. He turned just in time to not see it.
That was a bit sloppy of him to even ping-pong the Overseer that way.
Yeah,
go around to the back. Oh, sickest fungal of the game. You know what? He can actually go around if he wants to.
And here we go. The Ultras are coming, Tasteless. Doing sick damage to these Roaches. A lot of fungals are going off. And the Spine Crawler's doing a great job as well.
Taking out the Ultras. Sweet a death animation there in the Ultras. Concave favoring Curious, but Curious will have to back off. This is a real nail biter for both teams as they take a peek around. Their faces quite serious as they watch this game.
We do have Broodlords on the way, Tasteless. Wow.
If the Broodlords come out, I'm going to call it right now for Lucky. There's just not really anything you can do.
Yeah, you know, there's no Neural Parasite out. He has no Spire, no Hydralisk Den.
He's going to have to upgrade Circus Stilts for the Ultralisks.
That's funny. But yeah, he has basically nothing that hits air tastes, so that's going to be rough. But only a few are morphing now, so there will be some time where he might be able to transition, especially if he does a lot of damage with this attack. But it looks like Lucky,
he will.
Yeah, Lucky may have enough here. And he sees the broods. So right now we do have. He's seen the Broodlords, but he's not making any tech against. He's just making a bunch of Infestors and Zerglings.
No Spire yet, too.
Yeah, he's not putting up a Spire, not putting up even a Hydralisk Den.
You'd think it would have made this game become aerial.
Well, you'd think that he would, when he sees them, he would make something that stops them. Instead, he's like, well, no, I'll just make more Infestors. We'll see if that ends up working out for him. I'm a bit nervous for him, but here we go. A ton of Ultras coming in here. And those roaches, will they be able to hold? There's quite a few, and he's attacking through the worst area he could right there.
Meanwhile, the gold base under heavy fire over here. As these Ultras try to carve in here, he needs to retreat right now, and he's not doing it.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of sloppy attacks. In fact, he's making a bunch more roaches. And
okay, Infested Terrans. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, we'll see if those will end up
That
working.
wasn't quite occurring to me, because you don't normally see Zerglings.
He has to target with them, and there we go. Target some down.
Nice, actually.
Wow. Bungling Infested Terrans. First time I may have seen that. Well, maybe not, but really neat.
All right, we have Curious Roaches now bleeding into the main. And what's really important about this is the Greater Spire is to be upper right. So taking out the Greater Spire, if he can, is going to stop any area assaults that can occur. This Zerg is actually insane, Artosis.
Yeah, this is one of the weirder games that I've seen. Lucky he is harassing some of the other bases of his opponent as well. And look at that, a Fungal on them, as well as a ton of Infested Terrans. And you know what? With no Roach backup, that Lucky is not bringing any Roach backup for these Broodlords.
Yeah.
So the Infestor, the choice to just go Infestor counter is working so far.
I'm learning right now.
But, you know, I still don't suggest this to people at home. Normally they will have their Roaches with their Broods and have this amazing sieging force. But if they don't, I mean, yeah, go ahead and make Infested Terrans underneath them and kill them. Power to you.
Once again, you know, I think the Broodlord idea is great, but he needs to be turtling and not be as offensive.
Well, it's either that or, you know, keep units with them.
But frankly, this game is still neck and neck, Artosis.
Yeah, I mean, it's still quite close, but we do have a bigger bank for Curious at the moment. As far as drone count goes, 62 drones against 72 with Lucky in the lead there.
And you notice, if you notice here, Curious's angle here is to just ignore the defense at the front, use these speed Zerglings to run in here and take out key expansions.
Well, that is a pretty smart move right there. His Zerglings actually leave the hatchery, though, Tasteless. In the meantime, Lucky has taken another base out.
Right, looks like the Roaches took out the base at the bottom right, but I'm sure you guys are more interested in these Broodlords battling these Infestors.
Well, that is a lot of Infested Terrans, man. Those things are getting better and better. Nerf the Infested Terrans.
They're not fair, Blizzard. What did you do now? Actually, though, if you really look at the map, unless I'm misreading the situation, Curious has a bad economy, but like more bulk and more meat in his army. You know,
actually, Lucky has a great economy because he has so many drones at the gold base, and his top left base is mining okay as well.
It's not really being touched.
Curious is really only mining from his third. You know, that's the only place that he's really getting income from, but he has a lot more money still.
But this would be pretty huge. Losing the gold is bad news bears.
Indeed it is, Tasteless, but this team is not going to win anything. It's just going to die.
Yeah. I think if Curious handles this right through about the next few minutes, it should be GG, though. He just has the raw strength to kind of move around the map.
Yeah, he has 9 Infestors against 3. That makes a huge, huge difference. Twice as many Roaches.
Again, with the Broodlords in the middle of the map, he needs to be defending with these to not attack.
You know, Broodlords should never be attacking alone, Tasteless, against any race, really, in any situation. You really need to give them backup. It's like attacking just siege tanks. Like, yeah, it has great range and a lot of damage. It's an amazing unit, but it doesn't go alone, Tasteless.
And, yeah, I think we should expect GG here in the next minute. But this is one hell of a Zerg vs. Zerg, Artosis.
Yeah, this was one of the more wild games that we have ever seen here. We do have about 100 supply lead now by Curious.
Look at that. Just going to go ahead and take out this hatchery.
He's taken out absolutely everything, and I think we're going to be seeing a GG in just a second here from Lucky as he realizes, uh-oh, I have one hatchery left in my main base. Yeah, just trying to use what he has left. That's a lot of drones mining gas right now, Tasty. 17 drones on the gas. And
GG.
that is a GG. Curious takes out Lucky in a very bizarro world, ZVZ.
Yeah, it really was. But you know what? Lucky did his part. He took out Bomber. He definitely gave Curious a run for his money. And that does mean that Curious is actually going to be a little bit fatigued from that.
FXO is going to be happy about that. And Curious, he's happy. He's taken out Lucky. It looked a little bit rough there a few times.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
No, it really looked ugly.
Yeah.
Through some parts of that game, but that was actually a very educational circuit.
That was a slugfest. That was a 4-base into 5-base slugfest, CBZ. You don't see those every day, Tasteless. Not every day at all.
I gotta say, Curious did look like a very solid, knowledgeable player. I know beforehand we were like, who the hell is this guy?
Well, you know, he did, but he definitely needs some more refinement. You know, some of the places that he attacked in with the Ultras and the Roaches were very poorly chosen. For instance, that first attack towards the gold, where he went in between everything, got all clumped up against
that
infestors.
That was weird.
If Lucky was like world-class Zerg, he looks at it, he's like, okay, and he kills all the Roaches, and then he macros for a minute, and then attacks. Because this is like what we were seeing in season like 1, 2, 3, 4 or so, where it's like, okay, I killed his army because he attacked me with it. Now I'm going to go attack him. I killed his army.
Now it's my turn, and then it's like one guy kills the army, the other guy kills the army.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody needs to stop.
Yeah.
And
once
try
you kill the
to
army,
make another
you
base.
Sit back. You get
this is the
critical
classic
mass
mistake that people make in StarCraft 2 if you're not that good, where you're like, well, how do I kill him?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you don't have to worry about that. If you killed up his army, there's a lot of things you can do. You can upgrade. You can make another expansion. You can tech up. You don't need to be like, now it's my turn, and then you like run into his siege tanks or infestors or whatever it's going to be.
Exactly. Who do you think they're bringing out? I'm saying the best.
I'm going to say Choya.
We'll see.
Well, everybody's looking at the best.
Choya.
Choya.
No.
Don't do this to me, Choya.
Who was that? I didn't even see.
I had no idea. I'm making the entire
Choya is standing
FXOPU team get a haircut right now. What?
You're in. No, it is.
This is like a bad romance movie.
It's like, oh, the door wants to open over his head.
These guys are getting better and better. Wait, what are they doing? What?
I don't know.
I have no idea. That looked like a bad romance movie. He was like running towards that booth like, don't get on that plane.
He thinks it took off, but she was in the bathroom because she wanted to see him too.
Now he's like,
and
God.
Oh my God, this is what happens when you have a girlfriend. You watch movies like this.
Now I'm stuck on a trip to Detroit. I want to kill myself. So we're going to get, how do I say that, Artosis?
Inori.
Inori, all right. That's what I thought.
I know, Ree.
Nori. In or I?
In or I?
We've actually pretty much covered this at all. It is Inori, though, correct?
Yeah, Inori. I'm going to go Inori. Well, he's 0-1. We don't have much to say about him, but he's Protoss.
We'll be back soon in about 5 minutes. This is the GSL team.